In this video, I'll show you how to set up and manage live streams.
Idiota. Que alta. FIFA 20.
Score directly from corners on FIFA 20. With a bit of luck and a lot of practice, you can nail a technique that puts the goalkeeper in serious trouble every time. Here's how to surprise your opponent with a goal they won't see coming. Start by choosing a corner taker who has a high curve stat. Players such as Trent Alexander-Arnold, Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Ricardo Quaresma rank among the best. Your player needs to be hitting an in-swinging attempt. Now, aim the reticule at the far post, settling either directly on the post or slightly behind it. Each player will have a different sweet spot, so find the correct line with your corner taker of choice. Keep the cursor in place, and then switch to the first receiver in the middle by pressing LB or L1. You will now be controlling the player with the cursor above their head in the box. Now power up your cross as much as possible. This will lock the cursor in position. Run your player between the front post and the goalkeeper, placing them on the nearest defender if possible. You might face some resistance. Press the cross button again to finally take the kick. Upon making contact, you need to add a little whip by prodding the right stick down with a short, sharp motion. It's highly unlikely the keeper will catch the ball, so even if you don't score, you'll likely receive another corner or have an opportunity when the ball drops in the box. The goalkeeper is likely to be out of position and in no shape to save a follow-up shot. Scoring from corners is difficult, but if you put in the time, it will become a major weapon that few players can pull off. Be sure to try different players and memorize the motion it takes to execute the technique quickly. Your opposition simply won't be able to stop it.
Tudo bem? Bora jogar? E se você baixasse League of Legends agora, jogasse uma partida e já gostasse de cara, você logo pega o jeito. 2 equipes de 5 jogadores.
Paris Saint-Germain have the scariest front line in FIFA 20. A combination of Neymar, Kylian Mbappe, Angel Di Maria and Mauro Icardi is enough to frighten anyone, and that's before you begin to consider Edinson Cavani and the supporting cast. Few teams possess this quality of speed and power across so many players. While most will have a star player, PSG superstars provide multiple ways to set your team up. However, one stands above the rest as a ridiculously fun and devastating style in FIFA 20. An attacking 4-2-4 formation is the best way to use this side. Neymar and Di Maria provide a constant threat down the wings, while Mbappe and Icardi's partnership means you have the best of both worlds down the middle, pace to burn and a physical centre forward. Vitally, Marco Verratti and Idrissa Gueye are both defensive-minded, so the team won't be overly exposed when an attack breaks down. A balanced defensive style is important. You don't want to overwork players, but a solid
Então,
base
se
structure
todo
is needed
professor
to springboard
gravasse, seria da hora, né? Mas como os caras não gravam, ficou boa a qualidade, né? Ficou uma boa qualidade do áudio, né?
Set offensive width to 6, and players in the box to 7. Plays corners and free kicks on 4 bars each, committing plenty forward to every set piece. Mbappe's 96 rated pace should force the opposition to try and shut him down quickly. The French striker has a high attacking work rate and low defensive work rate, meaning he'll be constantly lurking on the last defender and looking to burst into the box. Be sure to apply stay central and get in behind to his game. Icardi should also have stay central applied, but mixed attack is an important instruction on his attacking runs. He will look to attack crosses and drop deep to receive the ball when appropriate. Neymar should have free roam applied, whilst Di Maria should have cuts inside. Set the rest of Di Maria's instructions to default, removing the tracking back emphasis he has. The team is unedited. Both Verratti and Gueye have medium attacking work rates and high defensive work rates, the latter of which plays a big role in keeping the team solid. Place both of them on stay back while attacking and cover centre, shoring up the midfield and providing a base that will allow you to propel forward quickly. Juan Bernat and Thomas Meunier should have stay back while attacking applied. Both have attacking instincts and will naturally move forward, but you need to make sure they are in a decent defensive position when the other team gets ahead. This PSG side is set up to overwhelm opponents on the break. Using the wings is key. Both Neymar and Di Maria should be used to feed the forwards and should follow any successful passing. Look to play through balls to Mbappe, either from the wings or when Icardi receives the ball. Icardi is excellent at shielding and gives the opportunity to slow play down, letting others join the attack. Quick interchanges around the box will get Neymar and Mbappe into consistently dangerous positions. Try and maintain Verratti and Gueye's positions without overcommitting. Don't aggressively hunt the ball beyond the halfway line and keep both defensive midfielders in front of the defence. When they have the ball, ping it towards the attacking line as quickly as possible. This PSG side have the answer to many conundrums on FIFA 20. Although headed goals are underpowered, Icardi's presence always gives you the chance to score this way. With the pace of Neymar and Mbappe, plus Di Maria's ability to cut inside, there's a ridiculous amount of ways to find the net. Be sure to mix things up and attack down different routes. If you continually look for Neymar on the left, your opponent will be able to spot danger before it develops. Although PSG are an obvious side to use on FIFA, it's key to make sure you play a tactical, attacking team game with them. Individuals will shine brighter if they pass the ball quickly and with purpose. Icardi's role is surprisingly key, and if used properly, will allow Neymar, Mbappe and the rest to cause your opponent serious problems. If in doubt, you can always throw Cavani in for extra firepower.
Bonjour! Se você caiu de paraquedas no mundo dos games e agora precisa pensar fora da caixa, te apresentamos então o LOLzinho.
Mas nós não temos dinheiro pra comprar o LOL.
De boa, o LOL é de graça pra jogar.
Mas eu só jogo se estiver em português.
Bem-vindo então, o LOL é 100% em BR.
Mas eu sou noob e jogo mal demais.
Tranquilo, temos trutas locados pra todos os níveis de jogadores. Primeiros passos. Depois de estudar a bunda de IAs nos tutoriais, você vai poder enfrentar jogadores juntos de até 4 passes seus.
E olha que boneca linda!
Campeões, não bonecos. E com mais de 130 campeões para desbloquear, você vai poder variar muito na forma de destroçar inimigos.
Profê, mas eu gosto de atacar de longe. Tem alguém assim no LoL?
Vários. Tem a Ashe, por exemplo, uma arqueira de gelo.
Da hora, olha essa flecha, bro.
E olha, mas e eu que saio tancando tudo pro meu time?
Vlad, pra você temos o Zack que vira uma gelatina ao invés de morrer.
Eu acho que é massa verde pela cor.
Curto muito, aliás, Ari.
Mas e a porrada? Cadê? Eu gosto de dar porrada em todo mundo, Sora.
Darius e Tryndamir é extremamente porradeiro do jeito que você gosta.
Legal, ele até curtiu a arqueira de gelo gata aí, olha só.
O coração dela também é de gelo, pelo visto. Hora do pau! O LoL é um jogo de estratégia onde os 5 jogadores dos 2 times se espalham por rotas no mapa para trocar porrada. Um truta vai no topo, um no meio, 2 na rota inferior e o outro na selva.
Da hora, eu vou jogar na selva.
Não, eu que vou. A ideia é arregaçar a base deles, começando pelas torres, inibidor e finalmente o Nexus.
Isso faz muito nexo.
Para com isso, Darius.
E não é só isso. Os campeões podem trocar de pele. E olha, tem pra todo gosto. Tem um boi vestido de vaca, personagens de 8 bits, DJs que tocam pra geral do seu time ouvir e muito mais. Legal! É, filhões, sai agora mesmo e se junte a nós nos campos da justiça.
Olá, eu sou a Vanessa.
Eu sou o Gabriel. Somos do canal Código Fonte TV. Estamos aqui porque somos clientes e parceiros da HostGator.
Já usamos a hospedagem há anos e sempre indicamos para os nossos clientes.
Verdade. Temos a tranquilidade da disponibilidade de ser de 99,9% do tempo. O suporte também nunca nos deixou na mão. 24 horas por dia, 7 dias por semana. Mesmo para nós que somos um pouquinho mais experientes, isso traz segurança.
Os planos e recursos apresentados são excelentes. Tem até um plano turbinado, com recursos incríveis.
Esses são só alguns dos motivos de estarmos satisfeitos com os serviços da HostGator.
Por isso, usamos e recomendamos. Se você ficou curioso, confere aqui embaixo todos os detalhes desses planos.
Barcelona ruled the footballing world when Pep Guardiola was at the helm between 2008 and 2012. Armed with iconic players like Lionel Messi, Xavi and Andres Iniesta, the Spanish manager revolutionized football with his tiki-taka style of play. Playing like peak Barca is an exciting possibility on FIFA 20. Using short passes, quick 1-2s and incisive runs all over the pitch has the ability to tear your opponents apart. Although Pep's formation and setup changed during his time with the club, it's the 2010-11 system that works best in FIFA. Here's how to set up and play just like this legendary team. Set your team to the 4-3-3 false 9 formation that utilizes a centre forward down the middle. This lineup provides stability, width and room for your Messi type in the middle, but there's plenty that needs to be changed in the basic structure to replicate Pep's side. Start by setting your defensive style to balanced. Defensive width should be set to 7 bars, pushing the fullbacks upfield and giving the centre-backs lots of room to receive the ball. Although setting depth to 9 bars will feel alien on this year's game, doing so will provide the right structure to build the rest of the team around. Offensive style, unsurprisingly, is best set to possession. Players will offer a passing option and work hard to make space, allowing for methodical build-up that prioritises keeping control of the ball. Set attacking width to 8 bars, players in the box to 5, and keep set pieces on 3 bars each. Player instructions are key to playing the classic Barcelona way. Pep's style was complex, trusted the individual, and required everyone to take responsibility, so you should too. This, of course, started with the defence. The first phase of play almost always started with the goalkeeper giving the ball to Gerard Piqué or his centre-back partner, who would then distribute wide or feed Sergio Busquets in the middle. Playing the ball straight to your defender can be dangerous on FIFA, so don't be afraid to cut out the initial pass by hitting a fullback or a central midfielder with the goalkeeper. Both centre-backs should have stay back while attacking applied though, meaning that passing option is likely to be available whenever the goalkeeper is in possession. Your left back will take on more defensive duties than your right back and should be consciously used to provide more support in central areas when the opposition breaks forward. Keep the left back's attacking runs and run types to default, but change interceptions to conservative. Look to switch to this player when threats develop, reinforcing your centre-backs by moving closer to their position to shut down threats down the middle. Using a left-back with high defensive work rate is helpful here. On the flip side, your right-back will be given free rein to play the gut-busting Dani Alves role. The Brazilian basically changed what it means to be a modern fullback with his aggressive attacking runs down the wing, a style that is massively fun to play on FIFA. Set attacking runs to join the attack, and make sure the run type is set to overlap. This is pivotal when combined with the forwards instructions. The defensive midfielder's instructions are most important in midfield. The Busquets type should have stay back while attacking and cover centre applied, ensuring they drop to receive the ball when a defender is in possession. A high defensive work rate is needed here, especially when the central midfielders either side are given more freedom to roam the pitch. The right central mid should be involved in starting moves and supporting attacks. Place their defensive position on cover centre, but also make sure the positioning freedom is set to free roam. High defensive and attacking work rates will allow them to keep things ticking over, while using the drop between the defender's attacking support style will see them find pockets of space during attacks. The left-sided midfielder should have default instructions applied. If you're using current Barcelona, Frenkie de Jong is the perfect candidate to play this position because he is excellent at winning the ball back, dribbling past opponents and moving possession on. Pulling off the Iniesta role is no mean feat, but a player with all-round abilities and a quickness in their step makes all the difference. Whether you're using Messi or another centre-forward in this formation, make sure their attacking runs are set to false 9 and support runs to stay central. You will now have the established and constant link between the 4 central players who effectively form a diamond to work around. Both wingers' support runs should be set to get in behind. Pep loved his wide men to cut inside, so tweak their chance creation style to follow suit. Doing so allows for short, sharp interchanges when attacking, and of course provides the Alves-style fullback with the opportunity to cause havoc now he has space to run into. Barcelona's iconic style makes for an extremely entertaining team on FIFA 20. There's a lot of thinking to be done when playing this way, but it offers the antidote against players who look to unrealistically abuse pace at all opportunities. Accurate passing, calmness on the ball and patience makes the tiki-taka style a difficult tactic to stop, and just like Pep's team, helps promote some of the best football you can play. Barcelona might have ridiculous attacking talents like Messi and Suarez, but their default way of playing on FIFA 19 leaves a lot of room for improvement. They are actually something of a specialist side on the game. With a lack of height up front and midfielders who don't fit FIFA's reliance on sheer pace and physicality, you need to play in a certain way to maximise the squad's potential. Here, we'll teach you how to do exactly that. Welcome to BR's FIFA tutorials. Barca's default 4-3-3 holding formation is useful, but the front 3 are easily isolated and suffocated out of matches. The gap between midfield and attack is too big, especially when the central midfielders lack a turn of pace, so it's important to bring your key players closer together. The best way to do this is by switching to a 4-3-2-1 formation. Although narrower than other setups that include 2 wide forwards, it suits Barca perfectly, as you don't need to be hitting the byline and crossing high balls into the box. The formation is about short passing, precision and control. Make sure Suarez is leading the line up front, with Messi to his right and Dembele to his left. Busquets should sit deepest of the 3 midfielders, with Rakitic behind Dembele on the left and Coutinho adding creative spark on the right behind Messi. It's tempting to add even more steel to Barca's midfield with Vidal in place of Coutinho, but there is no need to until it's clear you're being physically dominated in the middle of the pitch. Be sure to bring Umtiti into central defence alongside Piqué, as recent injuries have seen him placed in the reserves. To round the squad off, pluck Rafinha and Boateng out of the reserves in place of Alenya and Silicon, because whoever needs to sub their goalkeeper. Your bench should be Arthur, Malcolm, Vidal, Rafinha, Semedo, Longley and Boateng. With your squad set, let's move on to the tactical tweaks that will make the team tick. Barca's default tactical setup is a nightmare on FIFA. They are set up to be easily countered, playing too high up the pitch and too aggressively when trying to win the ball back. A few simple changes transform them completely. Firstly, switch their defensive style to balanced. This neutral setting will keep the midfielders in position without overcommitting to the press, and will also ensure you've got attackers ready to burst into life when you move forward. The drop-back defensive style is massively popular right now, but it's not needed here. Keep Barca's defensive width at 6 bars, or drop their depth from 8 to 5. Defenders will now be stationed on the edge of your area and not halfway up the pitch, a vital change considering Barca's back four don't possess collective pace. Absolutely pivotal to this setup is making sure the offensive style is set to possession. Players will make smart runs for a short pass, prioritising control and looking for small gaps to work an opening. Offensive width is best set to 6, and you'll only need 4 bars on the players in the box setting. Corners and free kicks should be set to 3, allowing PKs to offer considerable aerial threat from set pieces. Your formation and tactical base is key, but player instructions bring Barca to life. The first thing to do here is to place all 3 forwards attacking runs on get in behind. They will all make cutting runs to split the opposition defence, but their other instructions are more individual. Place Suarez on stay central to maintain a spearhead in the attack. His high work rates means he will instinctively hunt the ball and aggressively close down the back line, so his remaining 2 instructions should remain default. Dembele needs no further instruction and should remain default aside from running in behind. Messi, however, should have aggressive interceptions and stay forward applied, bringing him closer to the opposition's defence when they have possession. He'll make himself a nuisance by buzzing around with the threat of winning the ball in a dangerous area. Rakitic and Busquets should have stay back while attacking applied in central midfield. Dembele isn't going to run back to defend, so it's important Rakitic stays put on his side. He's then reinforced by the presence of Busquets, whose lack of movement in the middle actually helps the team in this setup. He's a constant and should be available to pass to if you need to reset. Round the midfield off by keeping Coutinho on default settings. He'll move forward with the attack, but won't leave your midfield massively exposed. He also has a ferocious long shot that is perfect for when the ball drops on the edge of the box. For Barca's fullbacks, only Roberto needs specific instructions applied. Make sure he's ready to join the attack as often as possible, as he'll provide a useful outlet for Messi and Coutinho on the right side. His high defensive work rate means he'll also sprint back into position after bombing forward. Few teams possess the attacking prowess of Barca, but you must actively play to the team's strengths. Lofted balls are not going to cut it here. You need to pass the feet, follow runs, and use the agility of the front 3 to carve open chances. Both Messi and Dembele are excellent at cutting inside and curling shots into the far corner. You should look for both to play 1-2s with Suarez, as their acceleration will immediately put the defender on the back foot. Barca's squad is full of solutions to the many problems you'll face during matches. A switch to 4-1-2-1-2 narrow is advisable if you're struggling to make an impact, placing Messi and Dembele up front with Suarez in attacking midfield. Semedo is also a more incisive, if less defensively useful right back if you're looking to exploit the space on the wing. Vidal is excellent at tightening up midfield in place of Coutinho, but don't overlook Boateng. His well-rounded physical stats ensure he can also do a job if you're getting out-muscled. The key with Barca is to remain calm in possession no matter what. You should recycle the ball and stay patient, but be prepared to rampage forward when the opportunity strikes by following the pass. If Messi is getting dominated early in a game, don't hesitate to change things up, placing him through the middle. His obvious brilliance, combined with Suarez's work rate and ability to hold the ball up, are the 2 most vital factors in dominating FIFA 19 with Barcelona. Real Madrid used to be the go-to team on FIFA. However, Cristiano Ronaldo's departure has changed them completely, meaning Los Blancos are no longer as effective at ripping through defences on FIFA 19. The squad is crammed with world-class players, but you need to work harder to get the best out of the side who have dropped off Europe. Here's how to do exactly that. Welcome, VR Pikachu Talkers. Madrid's default 4-3-3 holding formation amplifies the problems without Ronaldo. Karim Benzema isn't a massively effective striker on the game, especially when he's played up front by himself. His hold-up is strong, but the wingers are too far away from him, especially as he isn't the type of